Hi everybody, I am the Secret Chess Master, and I am your secret coach. Today, we're gonna analyze the game between Grandmaster Sergey Karjakin versus World Champion Magnus Carlsen in the Skilling Open 2020 round number 10. Let us begin. Sergey played e4, Magnus played e5, knight f3, d6, d4, e takes d4, knight takes d4. This is what we called the Philidor's defense. Knight f6, knight c3, bishop e7, g3. Sergey wants a fianchetto system. Magnus castled, bishop g2, rook e8, castles, bishop f8 to put pressure on the e4 pawn, h3 to protect the g4 square, knight bd7, continuous development, g4, knight c5, attacking the e4 pawn, rook e1, protection, c6, g5, chasing away the knight, knight fd7, f4, controlling the e5 square, and also preparing to a massive attack in the king's side. a5, preventing the coming b4 to stabilize the knight on c5. Bishop e3, develop, queen c7, develop, a4, expansion in the queen side. Knight a6, preparing to play knight b4, and also the right placement of the knight to c5. Queen d2. Wow, a novelty. This is a new move. Before, it was played with queen f3 in the year 2011, and white won. Let us go back to queen d2, new move, knight t c5, rook a d1, the proper placement of the rooks, centralize, very nice idea. Bishop d7, development, knight d e2, keeping on eye on the weakness on d6, rook a d8, centralizing to knight g3, preparing to a massive attack towards the black's king side. Queen c8. Wow. Attacking the h3 pawn. King h2. Protecting the h3. Then d5. It's showtime. Rock and roll. It's a sacrificed pawn on d5. But Sergey went e5. Why? Let us examine what will happen if Sergey captures the pawn. C takes d5, knight takes d5. Then, black has an option. He could take the pawn on a4, or he can simply play bishop c6 to put pressure towards the knight on d5. But black will probably chose to play bishop takes a4 here, then b3, bishop c6, then queen takes a5. White has a clear advantage, but maybe Sergey went annoyed on that point. Let us go back. That's why he goes with e5 to solidify the pawn structure. Then Magnus played knight b4, queen f2, attacking the knight on c5. Then b6, just simply support the knight. Bishop d4. What's the idea? He wants to play f5, protecting the e5 pawn. Then Magnus saw his plan. He went bishop f5 to block the f pawn. Then rook e2, of course. White needs to protect the c2 pawn. g6 to nail the bishop on f5. Secure the f pawn to stop the coming f5. Now Sergey captured the bishop. Queen takes f5. Then h4. What's the idea? He wants to play bishop h3, attacking the queen on f5. Then Magnus went knight e6, attacking the f4 pawn as well as the bishop on d4. Then Sergey simply played rook f1, protecting the f4 pawn. Then Magnus played c5, bishop e3, d4, as Sergey expected that. But he played bishop h3, attacking the queen on f5. Then d takes e3. Maybe Magnus never expect the queen g3. A simple move, realizing his queen was trapped. Now, he gave up his queen with queen takes c2, rook takes c2, knight takes c2, then Sergey bumps with f5, rook d2 check, king h1, g takes f5, bishop takes f5, e2. This move was very annoying. That's why Sergey captured that pawn. Rook takes e2, bishop takes e6, rook takes e6. At this point, what do you think? The simplest way for white to get the clear and winning advantage. I will give you a couple of seconds to give your thoughts. Let us begin. Well, thank you very much. The simple move is queen f3, attacking the rook on e2 and also attacking the pawn on f7. And that's quite very dangerous for black, indeed. That's why black went rook e7 to support the vital f7 pawn. Now, he captured the whole thing on e2. Knight d4, attacking the queen, simply played queen c4. Knight c6, attacking the pawn. And then Sergey played queen b5, attacking the b6. Knight takes e5, queen takes b6, knight c4, attacking the queen and also attacking the b2 pawn. Queen b8, rook e4, attacking the h4 pawn. Magnus tried all the things just to save his game. But after rook f4, he was forced to capture that rook. Queen takes f4, knight takes b2, h5, c4, queen d4, attacking the knight, knight takes a4. The question is, what will happen if the bishop goes to g7, trying to protect his knight? Now, white has a very simple queen d8 check, bishop f8, then queen d5. What's the idea? Attacking the a5 pawn and also the very powerful coming g6, threatening capture and mate soon. That's why, at this point after queen d4, Magnus took the pawn, queen takes c4, knight c5, then g6, a very strong move, h takes g6, h takes g6, knight e6, then simply queen d5, attacking the pawn on a5, he pushed with a4, queen f5, another strong move, attacking the pawn on f7, he cannot take the pawn because of the knight on e6, that's why he played knight d8, then the last move, queen d7, attacking the knight, and also to keep pressure on the f7 pawn. At this point, the world champion resigned the game. Thank you very much. I hope you learned from this game and see you next time. Once again, I am the secret chess master and I am your secret coach. Thank you very much. See you next time.